Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be working with the Sleigh Easel card dies. These beautiful samples are on the information sheet that comes with the die set, giving you a lot of examples and things that you can make and do with your easel die set. This is what all of the dies look like together. You are going to need your Empress large plate system if you're going to cut out the entire easel card base, but for today we are going to be making a Z-fold card, so we're only going to be using our Empress mini plates. Isn't that pretty awesome? These are the embellishment dies that come with it. You get some tags, a Christmas tree, 2 sizes of gifts or presents, and also a wreath that you can use. And the presents, you would like to use the bow, so sometimes you fussy cut that out, which is what I did. And then also you get the beautiful reindeer that go with the sleigh, and the sleigh has a lot of embossing detail, but it also has a Christmas tree and some presents on it to give you like a template to how to lay out your presents and your Christmas tree. This idea came from a Facebook post by a lady named Tracy Birdsell, and I'm just using her idea, and this is what it looks like, the one that I came up with. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on today's video. We are going to be taking our We Are Memory Keeper scoreboard and a 12 by 12 ivory cardstock piece of paper and cutting it at 8 inches to get a 8 by 12 piece of paper. We're going to rotate it, and then we're going to line it up on our scoreboard, and we're going to score it at 6 inches. And then we're also going to score it a second time at 3 inches. And you're going to want to make sure that you do your scoring before you do this cut that I'm about to do right now. So don't cut your paper twice and then go back and score it. Make sure you cut it, score it, and then cut it the second time. So rotate your card again, cut it at 6 inches, giving you a 2-inch piece. And now we have everything that we need for our card base. Now we want to grab our next cardstock, an 8.5 by 11, and this one we're going to use to create our mats and layers. So we're going to make all of our mats so that they have an 1/8 of an inch border. You'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about and why I'm making these mats and layers as soon as I'm finished cutting them all. But I just want to tell you how to do it and what you'll be doing, so that if you have to rewind the video and rewatch it to see the mats and layers, you can. But if you already know how to make mats and layers, you can always just skip past this part also and just go to the part where we start to assemble our card. Our next set of layers is going to be with a pattern cardstock, also using just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock and cutting those mats down, but this time they'll be 1/4 inch mats instead of 1/8 inch mats. Phew, okay, that was a lot of cutting, but we are now done. And now we're going to fold our card base on the score lines and make sure that it is folding the proper way so we really have our Z-fold card. And we want to make sure that we get crisp lines, so we're going to use our bone folder to crisp those edges. And this is what your card base should look like when it's all scored and folded properly. Now we're going to do the same thing to that 2-inch piece, and we're just going to fold it in the same exact way. And this time we're going to use our bone folder also, and just make sure that it is folding this way. And so this is what you should have when you're all finished. And here's where we put our mats and layers together onto the card. So now you see what I was cutting in the beginning, and you'll know exactly how to cut your mats and layers when it's time, now that you can see how they go. So I'm just going to place them on the card exactly how I am going to be gluing them down. And you can see what the border looks like also. It's a very tiny border. You can make bigger borders if you like. I preferred a smaller border. And with this is really fun because you get to pick any kind of cardstock that makes your heart happy. And I didn't even use Anna Griffin cardstock for this. I actually used the Crafter's Companion cardstock from a CD that I had, because I used to always get the Crafter's Inspiration magazine, and in there's so many papers, and I was like, oh, let me go look through there and see what they have available. And I used one of the papers from off of there, and I also used their matte cardstock for the back. So yeah, I just used something different. But here I'm going to be using my Anna Griffin gold cardstock, matte gold foil cardstock, to cut out the reindeer. And as you can see, I am using my mini Empress plates. I'm not using the big Empress plates because I'm not making a full easel card. And so someone asked me before, can you use the mini Empress plates or the regular Empress plates? Well, as long as you're not using the biggest die in the set, you can always use your mini plates or even your regular plates to cut out the rest of it. And I guess for the big part, you could always just trace it out maybe, and then cut it out, fussy cut it out with a pair of scissors if you don't have a big machine or big plates. That's always a workaround, right? And then I got out a piece of red foil cardstock, also from Anna Griffin, to cut out the sleigh. And we're just going to run that through our Empress machine. And these are going to emboss really awesome just on the first pass. And as you can see, I cut into my magnetic mat. And when I'm doing that, I get the emboss. But if you don't cut into your magnetic mat, you may need to go back and add your embossing mat onto that. Then run it through the second time. As you can see, I cut the reindeer out 3 times. I was wondering, how many reindeer are there? I went and looked. I can't remember exactly how many. I think there were 8 reindeer. Are there 8 reindeer in Santa's sleigh? Either way, we're only going to get 6 on our card today. But there's a lot of reindeer to Santa's sleigh. And I put this thing together wrong the first time. So when you look at me putting on my reindeer, some of them have flaws or they don't look so good. And it's because they've been taken apart and put back together so many times. And some of them got, you know, some little owies on them, like this one right here. That's why he's going in the back. And I'm going to just try to hide him. And then I put a little bow on them, and because I had messed this up before, that's why you don't see me putting the presents on the sleigh, because I had to cut that part out because it was so wrong. But I think you guys can get your own presents on there, and your Christmas trees and your wreaths. And then I think the most important thing is to figure out how these reindeer go onto this easel part. And so the sleigh goes on the biggest part of the strip, and then the reindeer go on the smallest part. And then when you put it on the card, you'll see that it's opposite. So the big part is actually on the opposite side of where Santa's sleigh is on the actual card base. So here we have all of our embellishments that we're going to put onto this card. I just grabbed some stuff from old Christmas kits that I had, and just gonna go on ahead, and this is the easy part. Stickers, stickers, stickers. Say it with me, stickers. Make your life so easy. Now these embellishments are double layered, which made my card really thick. So you may want to do some embellishments that are only single layered. And then when it came to putting on the holly gold foil embellishment that has the words on it, I ended up putting on foam pads on the back of it because I wanted it to be at the same height as the other embellishments, but that was too much. So don't put the foam pads, don't use double layer embellishments, and your card will close a lot easier and probably mail a lot better also. And last but not least, our sentiment, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Let's go back to talking about these reindeer. So the ones that are closest to the sleigh, the one with the bow on it, he actually should be behind his friend instead of in front of him, because as you can see, when I close this card, he hangs off the edge a little bit. Also, if you want, you can make your reindeer double-sided because you can see the white of the reindeer when you close the card on the back. Well, that concludes our video for today. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!